Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead of them and their companies. I'm your host, Nick Cicciati, and in each episode, we'll uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. So today's guest is Tony Wall. Tony is an NABA Pro bodybuilder and executive peak performance and physique transformation coach, as well as the founder of TWC NABA Pro. So Tony helps busy executives reclaim their athletic physiques, their energy, focus, stamina, and that boardroom presence that we all strive for via online one-on-one mind and body transformation coaching. So Tony, welcome to the pod.
Cool. Thank you very much, Nick. It's nice to be here. It was a
Yeah.
very nice intro. You got everything right on the money, so very good.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. It's your background, right? So you made it
Yeah.
sound all cool. Take us back from the beginning. Before you started your company, what were you doing at the time? And what actually motivated you to start doing things on your own, build your own company?
From a very young age, I've always had an entrepreneurial mind, so I've always wanted to do things on my own, be
Yeah,
my own boss,
yeah,
as they sell to you in the beginning when you want to embark on that journey. And I just went out and started teaching capoeira classes, which is a Brazilian dance martial art.
yeah.
And it was really nice, and I got a lot of good feedback from doing that. So I was a athlete coach for a while in capoeira and in gymnastics as well. And then later on, I embarked on a journey in management consulting and business coaching. And I found what happened was I got really out of shape because I left the athlete side behind.
Yeah.
And I was getting in really bad shape. I was getting like head spins when I stood up, and I was smoking cigarettes. And I was just maybe a typical executive lifestyle.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I wasn't not having that place of being an athlete and coach anymore. And I was like, I need that back in my life. So just having the health scares made me think I need to do something drastic here and take care of my health, because that's the number one priority. If you haven't got your health, then like everything else doesn't really matter a lot,
Totally.
Yeah, so what I wanted to do was go back to coaching and also keep what I knew from the executive world as well, and implement a strategy where I could marry both of those together as well. So that's where my company started.
Incredible. What a transformation, man. Like to go from like the world of fitness and then go right into like business. So I think that's so cool. And then you somehow along the way, and I know there's a lot of other entrepreneurs that are out there as well that as they're bootstrapping their businesses or they're trying to just get their feet off the ground, the health is a big part that gets sacrificed, right? So a lot of them kind of regress to the mean where they got to their original physiques that they tried so hard to work out of, and then, yeah, it sounds like you bring them right back in, right? And you went through the exact same journey yourself. So not only do you know what to do, you've also done it, and the proof is in the pudding, right? So dive
Yes.
into your business a little bit more today, maybe to give the listeners a bit more context. Entrepreneurs, high level for sure, but at this point in, who would you say is really like the perfect client for you? And how do you go about giving them the support that they need?
The perfect client for me would be a burnt out executive, because they're in the place where I used to be. And I think they're the ones with the greatest need for help. And also, bodybuilding can be a very difficult thing to commit to. It's a very arduous task, all the things you have to do to be able
Yeah.
to bring your physique to a good level. So I know Tony Robbins talks about if people want to change, they have to reach a certain threshold of pain. They're like, I'll do whatever it takes to get to the next level. I'll do whatever it takes to change my body. And when they're burnt out executives, they have that drive where they'll do what it takes to get in shape. Whereas a lot of other people would be like, maybe it's nice to get into shape, but not right now. So targeting those people is really where I can help the most, and they're committed the most to helping themselves as well. Because I can't want it more than they want it. They have to
Yeah.
put in like, I'll support them along the way, but they have to have a lot of responsibility to be able to drive themselves too. So it's very important.
100%. I think one of the coolest things about fitness is it's one of the only things in this world that you cannot buy instantly. Like it is something that no matter what, it will take time. Even if you want to use the argument of like liposuction or something quick to reduce that fat, it's your cardiorespiratory levels are still going to be where you were before, right? Like those still need time and training to get developed. It is a truly like rewarding journey, but it's also a very hard one for a lot of people. And it sounds like you're able to help walk them along that path to make sure they get to where they need to be.
That's
So for
correct.
you, because obviously in the fitness space, there's a ton of noises. How do you go about cutting through that noise and also going about acquiring new clients?
How I acquire new clients is different than I did in the past. What I was doing is I was trying really hard at Facebook ads,
Mhm.
and so I was burning through a lot of money, and I was finding being a solo entrepreneur and like having to do all the jobs myself, I couldn't dedicate the time that was needed to really master it and put all the time into building several copies and several images and testing everything. It's like I was finding myself very thinly spread. So what I use instead is I like to use referral network. So I'm good at talking to people
Yeah.
and supporting people. So I just use those same coaching skills as I would in coaching in my marketing. So I just will talk to other doctors or other sports psychologists or physios, and I'll be like, hey, I'll refer people to you, you refer people to me, and we use each other's networks and we support each other. And it just feels a nice collaboration and a good way to do things too. And you're not burning through your money all the time either. So that's quite good too. I like that.
Yeah. So do you think you'd ever like, because it sounds like referrals are like the big one that you're using right now, warm network as
Yeah.
well. Do you
Yeah.
ever see yourself going back to the world of paid ads if you had a more, because paid ads, in my opinion, is probably one of the best ways to scale, right? For
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
if you had a more refined way of doing it, or if you just took extra time to really learn the process, do you ever think you'd ever go back to it?
Personally, it's not something I could take on to master myself. I see I wasn't that good at it. If someone else took on that job for me, then I'd be all for it because it is very good at scaling. Because
Yeah.
the limitations with the algorithms on social media is that maybe you get a few thousand views or a few hundred, and you don't know what content's going to do well. And I'm not one that's going to start dancing around and doing these viral videos and try and get all these views and being silly and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's not really my scene. So I know ads are the way to go there, but something I can't master. If I had the support on the team, then that'd be something I'd look at again. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because organic is great too, right? But like at the same time, like you said, you don't want to start doing any crazy dances or anything like that. And not only that, but it does take a while to get that engine going. Like I would say Alex Ramosi, if you've heard of him,
Yeah,
he
definitely.
yeah, he did this study one time with the workshop attendees that he has in Vegas. And there's typically like 60 people, I believe, 60 to 75 that like go to these things per event. And he asked the whole room, he's like, if you've known me for 6 months or less, raise your hand. And maybe five out of like 60 raise their hand. And he goes, okay, if you've been following me for a year or less, raise your hand. And you bought a ticket. Maybe like another 10 raise their hand. And the other 45 people, right? Or just say 80% of the room, he said, if you've been following me for more than 2 years, raise your hand. Those are the rest of the votes, right? So 80% of the room is following for more than 2 years, which really says something about the organic presence, right? Like it works for sure, but it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of budget as well for that retargeting, that middle of funnel nurturing to go through content, all of that good stuff to really get to the point where you can have consistency in it, right? So for you, Tony, I am curious, like over the next 6 to 12 months from now, what are going to be some of the big goals that you have set out for your company in terms of growth?
In terms of growth for the company, what I want to do is I want to enhance my leadership skills. So I'm working with Auckland University of Technology, doing a master's in human performance leadership.
Nice.
And it takes me not only from the sports background of high performance sport, but also makes it applicable to emergency services and tactical units as well. So that's something that I could be looking at as well, but I'll see how the course progresses. So it'd be very interesting. And at the moment, I'm taking a little bit of time off from being a professional athlete and letting some injuries heal because it's quite tough, some of those bodybuilding preps, as you'd imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm going to come back and hopefully do the Mr. Universe and the World Champs again. And it'll be nice to place well in a pro show and do my pro debut there. So yeah, it'll be pretty cool, man.
That'll be awesome, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here to support. So I'd love to see you
Sweet.
crush it, man. So cool, man. Tony, I want to ask you one more question before we log
Yeah.
out for the day. My favorite
All
one to
good.
ask by far. So it goes like this. If you could go back in time to a younger version of yourself and
Yeah.
only leave yourself with one piece of advice moving forwards, what would you say to your younger self and why?
Oh, that's a tough one. Always believe in yourself more. There's a lot of doubters out there, and everything that I've achieved, there's always been a lot of people that have said, that's not possible. You can't do that. Even at the
Yeah.
last world champs, where I got third in the world, people were saying, "Oh, it's not possible." Out there for you to achieve, and model the behaviors of people that have been there before you, because they've
Mm,
already achieved these things. So look up to these people and say, "Hey, they've done it. It's possible for me," and they've got a
yeah.
roadmap that I can look at. So I think it's important to people have someone in their corner. Some people just don't have that support. And being a
Mm,
coach, I love being that support for people, like just being in their corner and saying, "Hey, you can do it, and here's a roadmap. I'll get you there." But we just need you to believe that it's possible for yourself. Because if you don't believe that, then it's very difficult.
yeah. I totally
Yeah,
agree. And like the whole world could be against you, right? And as long as you are the only one that knows where you are going and where the company is going, that's all that matters. I just watched the Steve Jobs movie 10 years later, and it shows like the entire evolution of Apple in the very beginning and how it came to be about. And Steve had all of these crazy ideas and he got lost along the way. But once he took some time away and he got realigned with his actual vision, what he wanted for the company, with that unwavering self-belief and knowing how big the company would be if he was able to get it in the right hands of people, all the rejections and all the no's in that movie, it's almost like you kind of laugh at those people because it's fast forward 30, 40 years later, look at what Apple is now, $1 trillion company, right? So yeah, you're totally right, Tony, about having that self-belief. But then also the really important key here, I think, as well is modeling what other successful people did because success leaves clues.
yeah,
And chances are there is no one of one original thing going anywhere. Pretty much
yeah,
everything
and
could ever be done has been done. So it's who are the successful ones?
yeah, and also always trying to learn off people at all different levels of the game as well. Steve
Yeah,
Jobs would say, "Hey, here's a goofy idea, pick holes in it." And then he'll get his team to say, "Maybe this isn't right, maybe that isn't right." So they have that decentralized leadership. So anyone can speak up and have the expertise valued, which was very important because everybody's got something to teach you if you listen.
absolutely. Yeah, all levels and every form of life. I even think you could go to a trampoline park and run into a 9-year-old and they can probably have some wisdom that you don't even know about.
Yeah,
I just think it's
I'll
always so
probably
cool
teach you how to
to,
ollie.
yeah, to have that mental model. Tony,
Definitely.
thank you so much for joining me today, man, and just sharing your incredible journey and insight with us. For anybody listening to this right now that would like to reach out to you, whether it be on social media or maybe become a client, who knows? What is the best way for them to go about it?
The best way would probably be to contact me on Instagram. It's coach_Tony_Wall. And or you could email me. It's walltony@hotmail.com. And either way, I'll be perfectly fine. And we'll have a chat and see what your goals are and how we can help each other. And that'll be awesome.
Perfect. Guys, that wraps up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to go check out Tony on all of the platforms he just mentioned. And do not forget to subscribe as well to Founders Future. And if you are a business owner and you're looking to scale your business and you really want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we went from zero to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on crushing it, and we'll see you on the next one.